All right, everyone, we're back here live. The C. Allen Morning Show. Today, we're talking about the old policy that has been in place, and I keep stressing that because that is what Hampton University wanted me to stress, that the policy has been in place since 2001. And now everyone is just research back in mainstream, but that policy has always been there. We have Acia on the line. Acia, I want to talk to you about a couple of things. But first, let me hear your comment about the no dread, no braid ban that Hampton University had in place since 2001. What's your take on that?
I think that is absolutely crazy. Everybody has a right to their own style or however they choose to wear their hair, as long as it's neat and professional. It should not make any difference.
ACM.
Yeah.
Well, a question here, and then we're on the same team, but I'm just going off of different comments that's coming into the studio. One of the things is that what is your take on Dr. Sid Creedle mentioned in the business school that he has had a success rate and he stands by the controversial rule because when you go into mainstream society, a lot of people are still afraid of the dreadlock, the braid, based on perceptions, and do you feel that oftentimes that they may be discriminated against based on their hair?
Well, that is true. I do believe that there's still a lot of discrimination that takes place with how somebody wears their hair, even if the hair is relaxed or straightened and it's with color, So if a lady chooses to put some color in her hair, sometimes their supervisor, their boss, or their office, they think it's too much. And it's probably not even a drastic color. So sometimes they are even discriminated on wearing ponytails because they feel as though their hair should be out. So there's still a lot of discrimination, and people are judged on how they wear their hair,
well,
especially when it comes down to cornrows and locks.
Do you feel that it's a part of? Do you feel that it's lack of knowledge on other racial people? And that's because think about when I'm picturing right now at one of our Sea Island signature events, and you had a bush ball wig on the back of your head, and when the first thing that came to my mind when I saw you was powerful. And my question is that do you feel that when it comes to mainstream society that they are still a little nervous? When you think of a Bush, you think of Black Power, you think of the 70s, you think of I'm going to get it if I have to take it kind of generation type thing. So what is your take on, do you feel that we want to make everybody more comfortable when we go into mainstream business world, so we want to look the part when it comes to being clean cut, making sure that our face is shaven, making sure that our hair is neatly done?
Right. That is, I think it is a comfort zone. They look to just make everybody feel comfortable and at ease versus, the black guy coming in with the cornrows or dreadlocks, but he still is clean with the suit on, looking very professional. But then when you look at his hair, it's like, uh-oh. When the Caucasian white man comes to work, still clean suit with a cut on and a regular decent haircut, and it's fine. But even the Caucasians are still judged because when they're clean and they're suited and looking nice, but the minute you see their hair is like with a funky cut or some spikes, and they have the stuff in it, they're really judged too. But it's not as harsh as the dreadlocks or the cornrows, even though they're looking really neat and clean.
Well,
it's just about making people at ease.
Well, I think that part of the problem that we're having is one of the things that the call that came in or the comment that came in during the break is what is a lock? What is a dreadlock? And the next thing that the person said was, well, what is that stuff that you see that looks really matted? And I think oftentimes what we have to understand is it's one thing to have. I've seen beautiful locks, and I've also seen locks that looked horrible because it wasn't maintained, and that's why I tell.
It's two different.
And that's
dreads are the unmaintened. Locks are the ones that are maintenance and style.
Because so
people that grow dreads and they're just going however they start, it could look like a tree limb, and then they keep it going, and it's not maintenance. Okay, those are dreads. And then locks are when the person keeps their hair groomed and maintenance and style, and that's when they are considered locks.
And I think what part of the problem is, I'm glad that you cleared that up. I think part of the problem is, and we're not trying to start nothing, but most of the time, people are looking at the dreadlock where the hair is just growing any kind of way, not being maintained, and like you said, looking like a tree limb, which can be offensive to a lot of people. A lot of people look at that as the person being dirty. They look at that as association with marijuana. They look at that as they begin to stereotype. You know I'm telling the truth now. This is the morning show. They begin to stereotype. And let's be real here. Now, I know my natural hair people are listening because they're emailing me, telling me that I'm listening. Now, tell the truth. Now, can you see a Rastafarian with a suited up business attire trying to conduct business at a boardroom table? I'm not saying, please, I don't need no hate mail calls. I'm just saying, can you picture it? Of course you cannot picture it. Not saying that it will not happen or it's not true. What people have to understand and what they're doing is that they are clumping all of that together, and they're thinking about the hair that's unkept. I've seen some beautiful locks. I've seen some people in a beautiful attire with nice locks, and they look just as professional as the person with the short haircut, especially when it's all pulled back and it's nice and neat with a nice shape up. You got to add that shape up.
Right. That's a must. And the neck. Everything got to be clean.
All right. So now let's while we 1-800-450-7876. I want to hear from all my natural hair people. But AC, really quickly now before you go, because our lines are ringing and going crazy, I want you to talk to me about what do you think is going on, because we have offered in the past, we have offered our listeners, we have offered them an opportunity to come to the Sea Island Signature Salon, and we've given them half price specials and all of that. And you have mentioned to me that many of them make appointments but don't show up. So let's talk about them real quick before we take the next caller. Tell me really quickly, we won't have a lot of time. Tell me what's going on at the Signature Salon, and why do you feel that my listeners, and some of them listening right now, who have booked appointments, it didn't show up?
I really don't know, but for one, we offer dynamic service. You're coming to a wonderful salon. A lot of people kind of don't understand the pricing because, our services are a la carte, which
I'm
means
talking about the people who got the special from the Sea Island Morning Show.
I don't know, and I think because they have never been there, so to them, maybe that's something they usually pay.
Okay, gotcha.
On an average,
so they have not
experienced. Those are not our prices.
And they have
average,
and they haven't experienced
exactly the Signature Salon.
I got
so
you.
to come and experience a service at the Signature Salon, like I'm offering, Acia Williams, a stylist, this week, tomorrow through Friday, have $35 regular specials for wrap curl, blow dry curls.
And first of all, we don't have prices like that. And see, this is the kind of stuff.
We don't have prices like that.
This is the kind of stuff that we do for
this type of service.
Yes. And listen, and this is the kind of things that I try to do as a give back tactic for our listeners. And what we don't appreciate is when you make appointments and you don't show up. That's a problem. But AC, hold the line because I want to finish. But let me get Lee. I want to stay on topic. But AC, don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Because I want to. Yes. Okay, Lee, talk to me. We're talking about the no ban, no lock policy. at the business school at Hampton University. What's your comment?
Well, first I'd like to say, man, I like your show.
All right, appreciate it, sir.
It's nothing I normally listen to, but I came across it one day, gave you a chance, and you got a good show.
Okay, very good. And you're calling from where?
I'm calling from D.C.
Okay, very good. Go ahead.
Now, my thing is, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous for the school to set out a ban like that. And, I mean, in essence, it's telling black children, don't accept yourself, don't express yourself, and if you want to be a success, you have to, in essence, change who you are. You have to hide who you are. You have to conform to something that is not naturally you. And my problem is your hair has nothing to do with being able to function in a business way.
Okay.
I myself personally worked in corporate America for several years.
You have dreads?
I take pride in that. Yes, I'd had my locks for 10 years while I was working within corporate America. For religious reasons, I cut them, and then I started growing them again.
Okay, so Lee.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so Lee, let me ask you this question real quick because we got 2 minutes. Listen, so my question is, and tell the truth, I need you to turn down your radio too, but listen to me now and tell the truth. Have you experienced any kind of racism, any kind of strange looks, any kind of, something that made you feel uncomfortable because of your hair?
But see, that's the point. When you're working within this society, any type of corporate environment, you're going to get those looks anyway.
Okay.
Not because of your hair, but just the sheer fact that you are a minority.
Gotcha.
The fact that you are a black person working within these circumstances. There have been many instances where I was the only young black man there. And I'm talking about corporate meetings with 20 people, and you're the only black person there. So to me, my thing is, be proud of who you are. Express who you are. And change the mindset that people have of locks. Change the stereotypes that people associate with that. A lot of these people, they don't understand. The only thing they're getting, the only people they seeing with locks are Lil Wayne or 2 Chainz, or they seeing a rapper, or they seeing people who are not necessarily representing, and that's what's causing that fear. And then I don't like the word dread. And when you actually start to study Rastafari, a lot of Rastas don't even use the word dread. And I encourage everyone to look up the word dread, and you start to understand how is this associated with something that is natural, something that grows naturally from our crown. The word dread meaning to fear greatly, to be reluctant to meet or experience, terror or apprehension. These words, you have to start looking at who gave us this title of dread.
All right, Lee. I know that's right, Lee. I would love to talk to you more.
I want to say one more thing here before I get out of here, and it's one thing I want everybody to take a message with. If you do not accept yourself, how do you expect anybody?
Gotta go. I gotta go, Lee. Thank you so much. We'll be right back after these messages. Hold on, AC.